The Epstein story started right here in Palm Beach County back in the early 2000s.
That's where the original victims are from. They are our friends and neighbors. Many of them still live here today. Our investigative reporter, Terry Parker, spoke with a lawyer for several of those victims. And Terry, he says these files do need to be exposed.
Right. Spencer Kuvin is privy to what many of his clients' victims told him in confidence as their lawyer about what happened to them with Epstein. Now he says very many powerful people do need to be accountable, and he's hopeful that this action in the House and Senate today are the first steps.
Well, I think with every bit of information that is released, you see a little bit more of the broad picture of who was involved, who was complicit, and who was talking with a known convicted sexual predator casually as a friend.
Victims attorney Spencer Kuvin says he knows the names of powerful men his clients have accused of having sex with them as part of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking ring. He can't reveal their names due to client confidentiality. I ask him, why can't the victims themselves, now grown women, say who abused them?
If the victims just came out and said, this is the person that did XYZ to me, they will be discredited. They will be denied. It will be, fake news. It'll be questioned time and time again. We've seen that for the last 20 years. These victims have been second guessed and questioned. So they want the government to validate what they have been saying and what they know to be the truth.
Kuvin says his clients have told him about secret recordings and photos Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell took of them in Epstein's mansions, sometimes with powerful people in compromising positions. Kuvin's hopeful all of that evidence seized by the FBI will be released.
I think with the disclosure of the photographs and videotapes that the Department of Justice has in their custody, there are going to be a lot of people who are shocked at who was involved and the depth of their involvement in the Epstein sexual pyramid scheme.
And already the documents released in just the past few weeks have put a harsh and negative spotlight on several people, including a former president of Harvard University and a House Democrat. And we may be seeing more of that to come. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.